Okay, so you had five admits, and obviously you didn't pick ASU, you didn't pick NYU, which are branded universities, and people would be like, "You must be crazy to not pick NYU." Like, have you paid off the loan?
Yeah, it was done in the first month.
First month? What? Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Basically, after coming to USA, the second month I had my on-campus job.
I would have not picked NYU as well, and I wouldn't have picked ASU. Now that I've talked to both the students, what does it cost to live in Cincinnati? 1,600 for a month.
Yes, for TARA.
Oh wow, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1,600. Then you have tuition waiver. Your health insurance is also half paid by university.
So you started making full-time salary before even you graduated. So you probably paid off the money before you graduated. But like the question here is, do people get on-campus jobs? What you're going to watch is an amazing story. I highly recommend that you watch the entire video. But before you watch that, I just want to say that I just launched my ultimate course for any international students who want to come to United States, whether you're coming for fall 2024, spring 2024, fall 2025, or any season that you're planning to come. This course is going to teach you every single thing that you need to know after your visa has been approved, to getting the first internship in United States, to getting a full-time job, and your immigration options to getting the talent-based visas as well. In the course, you will also learn how to build your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your portfolio, how to network, the job hunting strategies, how to choose your master's courses so that it aligns with your career, and finally how to do your immigration, whether it is CPT, co-op, pre-OPT, OPT, H1B, and talent-based visas like O1 and EB1s and all of that. So I highly recommend that you check out. Link is in the description. And right now the course is on pre-sale, so there's an early bird discount going on. Along with that, there's an additional discount because you're part of the YouTube community. You will also get another 20% discount. Code is also in the description. This is only applicable for first 50 students. It will go away quickly, so grab it before it goes away. I will see you in the course, but now I will let you enjoy the video. Thank you, Shruti, for doing this. And it really means a lot because you are the first one who's going to be talking about Cincinnati, so University of Cincinnati, and like your life as a student over there. How did you get there? And I think one of the interesting part about your journey is that you had a fancy on-campus job. So I'm excited to explore that as well. How did you get it? And but before that, let's do like a quick intro for people who might not know you. Where are you from? When did you come to United States? What did you do in United States? And what do you do right now?
Okay, yeah. So hi everyone. I am Shruti. So basically, I am from Nashik, Maharashtra, and I did my bachelor's in information technology from Savitribai Phule Pune University. So that was in 2018, and 2018 to 2021 January, I was working with TCS as a systems engineer. And post that, I came to University of Cincinnati for my master's in computer science. That I finished in about 1.5 year, including the internship time. And then from then, till like February 2022 till now, I'm working as a software developer with Amazon, which is in Seattle.
Nice. Have you met Bezos?
No, not really. only,
Just
only in
curious.
the only in the all hands live broadcast that we have, not in person though.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious. And also, do you get like I always wanted to ask Amazon people like, do you guys get free Prime membership or no?
No, that's the
No.
myth. We don't get.
Okay.
As Amazon employees, it's just a perk of the $100 discount that we get. That's it.
I mean, the Prime membership is like around. I mean, it's now $199. So, um,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Can you give us like a profile? What was your GRE, TOEFL? I know you have 2 years of experience. What was your bachelor's GPA? That will help
Uh,
us like
yep,
understand.
yep.
Yeah.
So in SPPU, we don't have GPA, but that was basically converted with the WES evaluation system. So in the percentage wise, I had around 86 aggregate percent, which brought
Hmm.
around 4 GPA. And GRE score, I did not have a very higher score, but it was 310. And I when I gave GRE, I thought of reconsidering of giving it again, but then it was just a qualifying part, so about 300, anything was fine. So the GRE was 310, and then I gave IELTS. I did not give TOEFL, and that was 7.5 band.
Nice. Okay, great. And then, of course, you had 2 years of experience. And then, did you have any research paper or no?
Uh, I guess in the one which we did for our bachelor's project, that was the only one. But I did not want to go into research-based course. So, like the master's that I did was non-thesis, so that was not the need for this course.
Hmm.
That we should have some
Yeah.
research.
Got it. And from timeline perspective, when did you start like preparing for this? Like, was
Master.
it, yeah, for the masters? Like, was it from the 10th standard because you were like already thinking, or like, or when did you like really started giving the exams and
Okay.
picking the university and researching and all of that?
So, like timeline wise, if you ask in Pune if anyone wants to study, so there's one coaching class which everyone joins when they want to start with their master's journey. So I
Hmm.
basically did that in 2017 when I was in my third year of masters, but did not give exam immediately. That was just a to do thing that everyone does, and then I started working in 2018, and I believe 2019 start I started preparing again. So I did like 60 days of preparation with my work that I was doing. So basically I gave my GRE in August 2019. So started preparations around April sometime, and after my GRE, then I prepared by myself for IELTS, which was like 20 days preparation and 5 to 10 days of mock exams that we have, and yeah, that was it. Uh, yeah, that was the timeline that I had followed for the GRE.
And so you did your masters in fall 2021, right?
No, that was spring 2021. So I
Oh,
joined.
sorry. Yes. Yeah. Got it. Okay. And so almost like a year before or a year and a half.
Yes. So basically, my admit was for fall 2020, but then we had COVID and the things got delayed, so we had to defer my admission, and that's how I went for spring 21.
What you're going to watch is an amazing story. But before you watch that, I just want to quickly say that all of these story, I compile the key insights from these stories and all the podcasts that I do. And I put this in my free exclusive newsletter community. Every week, more than 16,000 people receive my newsletter and they love it. And here are some of the examples you can see. This was a podcast on George Mason universities, and you can see how to network and 10% cold emailing, powerful LinkedIn techniques, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in becoming part of this exclusive newsletter community, absolutely free. Link is in the description, or you can go to udj.com/newsletter. So you were researching. How many universities did you apply to, and how many admits did you get, and how many rejects you get?
So overall, I applied to 6 universities, and out of that, I only got one reject from NCSU, and the admits that I got was NYU, ASU, then University of Cincinnati, CSU, LP, and I don't remember the third one, the last one though.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
that's fine.
University of Texas.
Okay,
So
got it.
that,
Yeah.
and I basically got scholarship from two of them, which was University of Cincinnati and University of Texas. So I had scholarship
Hmm.
for both of them.
University of Texas, Dallas, UTD,
No, it was Arlington for this year's course.
Arlington. Okay, got it. And all of this is masters in computer science.
Only
Got
for
it.
MLU it was data science, and yeah, I also applied for UMass, which was data science as well.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
these were six, and one reject from NCSU, which was CS.
Hmm. Gotcha. Okay. And what was the timeline? Like, when did you apply and when did you get the admit? Do you remember?
Yeah, so like I finished my IELTS exam, and I remember the date as well. It was 27th September though. So it takes like around 5 to 6 days to get our scores and everything in hand. So I started in October first week, like basically filling applications and keeping it at the stage where I can just receive my scores and upload it with the application. So started from October 2019, and the last application I did was of University of Cincinnati, which was in the end of November 2019. So around,
Wow. Okay. So
yeah.
almost like a year plus couple months before you flew.
Yeah, so like fall admit, right? So we basically start from September end, and the early admits go around
Oh,
January.
sorry. Yes, yes. I keep forgetting that you were trying for fall and then you deferred it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So you got the admit. You said you got a scholarship for University of Cincinnati, and did you do anything special for it, or was it just purely you did the application and they are like, we love you and we want to have student like you. That's why we're giving you
Yeah,
scholarship, because there are universities that would do that.
yeah, so for many of the universities, once we get the admit, we have to fill up the form to be considered for
Yeah.
scholarship. But for University of Cincinnati, that is not the case. So they have like an early deadline application, early application deadline, sorry, which is of January. So if you apply before that, you are automatically considered for scholarship application. After that, you are not. So if anyone who
Mhm.
applies before January 31st is considered for scholarship, and that's what happened in my case as well.
Yeah, the deadlines does matter. I know people say that they don't, but it does, because this is where it does matter, where you do get scholarships, opportunities for the people who apply early on, because they want to secure the students. Universities want to secure students as much as students want to secure universities as well.
So like,
So
as you mentioned, like some of the university they have rolling admits, right? So the early you apply, the like more chances you have, even if your scores are not uh, up to the mark to university.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that helps as well.
yep, yeah. Okay, so you had five admits, and obviously you didn't pick ASU, you didn't pick NYU, which are branded universities, and people would be like, "You must be crazy to not pick NYU. Like, why did you not pick NYU?" Uh, I wouldn't say that. I would have not picked NYU as well, and I wouldn't have picked ASU. Now that I've talked to both the students, so but I want to know your research and your narrowing down. Why did you like pick Cincinnati instead of like other universities?
Yeah, so as you said, NYU, I applied because it's a good ranked university. So ranking wise, I had selected it. But the cost of living and cost of education, or ROI that we say, was way too higher. And basically, I wanted to do masters all by myself and did not want to burden my parents for anything. So financial factor was one of the thing that was considered, and NYU was definitely out from that. Uh,
Hmm.
and
So why apply in the first place?
uh, I thought I would be
The
able to manage.
FOMO
Yeah,
was it? It's like, what if like I miss out on branded university?
yeah, and I
Hmm.
also thought like I will look up for a few scholarships, but then later on with the research that I did, I understood that that's very hard to get in, and like or to nothing. It's really difficult to get in. So that was one thing. So like everyone applies, I applied as well.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
no, it's all good. I mean, again, I'm just trying. I'm not judging you,
yeah.
so I'm just trying to understand the thought process. It's like, and help people like your fellow. Like, let's say if you were to go back in time in 2019, would you now again apply to NYU, or you would be like, no?
It still would be no because their I-20 is I guess above 75,000, which is
Hmm.
way too high. And
Hmm.
then coming from middle class family and sponsoring your education all by myself, it's very difficult. Like I could not have even secured education loan of more than $75,000 by myself. So
Hmm.
yeah, I took the education loan to say that, and then that was what do we say? It's like non-guaranteed loan. So it was all by myself, and I did not want to burden my parents because again, there's sister who is still in the education phase, so they had to look after her,
Hmm.
and that was one of the factors. Then for CS, University of Cincinnati, I did few research. I talked with the seniors who are present here. Like two of my undergrad seniors were also in the same university. They were for different course though. They were for mechanical, but yeah, they had the perspective about how the university is, how the professors are. So that was more of a research based. Then I checked for the I-20 amount, the ROI that I would be getting.
How did you calculate ROI?
So depends number of factors. It's like
Hmm.
financial plus the non-financial benefits that we have, which is like what is the back, like what exactly are we going to get in the perspective of personal growth as well as the career opportunities, the courses that they are offering, then what is the average salary that people get out coming out of from that industry. So that was all basically I looked up for. And after talking with, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't want it to stop you, but can we go one layer deeper? How did you find that out? Like, so you have several factors that, okay, these are the factors that I'm going to calculate my ROI on. My fees is $50,000, whatever that fees is. We will get to that fees part.
Yeah.
And the return is going to be based on my university experience, based on my job that I'm going to get, based on the on campus opportunities, etc. But to know that, you had to do some more digging. How did you do that digging?
So basically, we have university portals where all majorly of the major details are present. Then, as I mentioned, I talked to a few of the seniors who I knew
Mm.
personally about their experience. What is the cost of living over there? Because what university mentions in the I-20 is very on the inflated side. They
Yeah.
the max amount that they can. So realistically thinking, I talked with them. What is the living expenses they are paying apart from the rent? Then is there any additional expenses? How is the commute there? Do we have to spend anything there? Then what is the average salary that? So I look for few resources like Glassdoor is one. Then few of the LinkedIn posts that we get from the software developer industry that is available. I checked for Cincinnati area though because that's a mediocre area where you spend less, you get less is what the formula. So I checked around there, and that's how you get the average salary of the student coming out from university. And I checked with the experience I had prior because even that was one of the factor. So looking all of it, that sounded a good deal for me.
Nice. How much scholarship did you get
It was $10,000. Yeah,
per semester or per year or what?
per year. So
Per
it was
year. Okay.
$5,000 per semester. So my course was basically two course semester. Sorry, two semester course. So I got like 5,000 each semester.
Got it.
Yeah.
But didn't you extend it to 3 semesters?
No, the third semester was my internship part where I was enrolled for one credit, which is like a part time student. And then the basically all of the three semesters considered to be like my degree completion time.
And the internship was was it a part of your master's degree that you have to do it?
So if you go to University of Cincinnati, so basically I was from non-thesis course, which they call it as M Engineering and Computer Science. So for that course, you take the coursework for 2 semesters, just like 5 courses each semester, and the third semester is the CPT, which is the minimum requirement of 10 week and can be extended up to 6 to 9 months.
Mm.
So if so that's a basic requirement. You need to have the CPT or the internship completion certification to complete your degree.
Mm. Nice. Okay, cool. So you fixed it, got the loan, and because you were doing it all on your own. And have you paid off the loan?
Yeah, it was done in the first month.
First month? What? Oh my gosh, that is amazing. How much was it? What's the total cost?
So the I-20 amount for University of Cincinnati, like it would separate into the tuition and living though. So tuition and health insurance was around $30,000, and the living
Per
expense
a semester.
for the entire course.
Entire course bus is $30,000.
And then yeah, and then $15,000 was the living expenses that they had estimated. So of 30,000, 10 was my scholarship, so it was $20,000, and I took around $25,000 education loan. So basically, after coming to USA, the second month I had my on-campus job. So I basically needed the living amount only for the first 2 months, and majorly the $2-3,000 that we spent for setting up everything once we come here, like the bed,
Mm.
well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so setting up the house.
So
So
you didn't need any of the living expenses. You only had about 20,000 and you used another 2 3,000, which again you probably paid it off because you were your
Mhm.
fancy on campus job, which we're going to talk about as well, probably paid a higher, like a lot more money than regular on campus job. And
Yeah, I got my loan disbursed though, because for since my approved loan amount was around 35 $45,000, which was the entire I-20 amount. So initially they had disbursed entire $20,000, of which I used 12,000 something in the first semester, and I sent back few to my parents back home, and the remaining of my tuition for the second semester and my living was covered from my on-campus job.
and then of course you joined Amazon, which has a joining bonus, and so that's why the first month you're like, here we go, writing off the buy loan. That
Hey,
is so
we after we start complete our graduation, we get like 6 months of grace period to begin with the down like loan repayment time.
right.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so even that did not start. So just cleared off everything and
That is so cool. What a feeling. You and that now you probably feel like, I'm so glad I chose Cincinnati versus NYU, where you had $100,000 loan, right? Like, would you agree with this or no?
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. Like, because everyone has a thought process like the brand name matters when you go to the job industry, but that's not the case. If you're in a mediocre university as well, it's all on you. It's not like any company is coming to your campus and hiring it over there, unless
I
it's not
love it.
a undergrad though. For undergrads, we have campus placements. We have campus fairs though, where like industry that even that is not like an immediate hiring. It's like they take up your resume and then call you up for
Yeah,
the.
but you have 4 years in United States. You have 8 opportunities for internships. They just say like, you shouldn't choose campuses or universities for just brand. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
bottom line that I'm trying to drive as well. And I've been trying to convince people, but they don't want to listen to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring people who will tell you the same thing.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
like the less you spend, the more you have later. So it's like
and and I guarantee you, you probably had less stress when you were looking for a job, because you're like, I only have to pay $15,000. I mean, that's like 3 months of salary for most people, and they'll be able to pay off. I mean, in your case, of course, Amazon gives you like a big bonus as well, and so it's a different story. But it's so much less stressful when you're trying to look for a job. Like, I don't have 100,000 to pay off now.
yeah, like when most of the fear every international student has is like, what if I don't get a job and I'm spending like hundred thousands of dollars?
Yeah,
So we can be stressful on that part because education, if you consider on that front, it's all up to you. No one is stopping you or bounding you to the university. You have free will. You can just take up courses from other university. Even now, if I have to go back, I can take up any course from Stanford. Like to it's not limiting you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that is one of the factor to be considered when we come to the United States, and yeah, that was
Yeah, no, 100%. Such a great, I mean, again, like, I know, for people who don't know, like, I don't plan my outline like word by word. So, like, I just have a conversation. And so this just happened to be the conversation. I loved it. Like, I asked you this question. I was anyway going to ask you at the end, but like, this is great. This is
yeah.
now, there's a lot more context behind Cincinnati as well. So now, in your case, back to the timeline, you had it, you figured it out, you were going to go there. What was your visa interview like? Was it pretty much standard that, oh, Cincinnati, here you go, or they ask you some grilling questions?
No, so my interview lasted hardly 35 to 40 seconds. So the I was like in a longer like line for the interview than
The interview itself,
the
yeah.
interview itself. Yeah. So the first question basically, he didn't even ask me which university you're going, because obviously they have I-20 in their hand, and so he knew about University of Cincinnati. It was just like how many admits I had. Didn't even ask for the rejects though, and then how am I sponsoring my education, and that's it. It was like your visa is approved.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he asked me like, can you place four fingers of your left hand on the fingerprint machine that they have, and I was so in a thought process that is it's done, and
That's
I got
it. Like,
the
yeah. Yeah.
material right and left hand. So I
Right.
was
Yeah.
in front of the officer, which is my left hand. That's it.
That is amazing. Cool. So exciting. So you had 3 months before you flew. What did you, I mean, 2 months. What did you do during that time? Did you do anything fun? Did you prepare? Did you look
Yeah.
for on-campus job? What did you do? Yeah.
So, like, I was working until mid-November, so I had to finish up all the handover process and everything that was going on. So did that, then went on a friend's trip, family trip, and then some spent some of the time shopping. Then I was called at every relative's place for fun dinner. So,
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, you have to go and meet, or they will come and meet you because you're
yeah, yeah.
flying, and then
And
all of a sudden, I mean, I don't know if this is like in your family or not, but at least this was in my family. Now that people knew that I was going to America, all of a sudden, like now I'm very popular and everyone wants to be my friend, and I was like, wow, what a respect I'm getting, which is sad truth, but it is
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
happening.
that mostly happen. It's like you are treated as the centerpiece of the house.
Yeah.
Utmost attention possible. That's what you
Yeah.
get.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now moving into your journey, you obviously, did you book your apartments and roommates before, or was
Yeah.
this
So
after?
after like in duration that I had from October to December, so I was basically talking with all the students whose visa were approved because we had the University of Cincinnati admits group on the
Hmm.
WhatsApp group in every
Hmm.
university. So everyone was posting in there if their visa is approved, what was their visa interview experience like,
Hmm.
and so and even there was a sheet created with a Google sheet with the students, their
Hmm.
preferences, how they want their roommates to be, and that was circulating all around.
Hmm.
So that's how I got connected with my roommates then, and then we talked. So I had connect with seniors. So for my university, even for our batch, few of the students they could fly early for
Hmm.
the fall admit. So because they got visa appointment and then they chose that they would go with the online classes that were available, they could fly there. So I had connected with them as well, and that's how I got to know like what is the good accommodation that we should look for in the housing basically, because
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
are particular areas that students live in and there's some prime properties that should be considered while living in.
Hmm.
So yeah, I talked with them, and that then I so they told me about the housing that I was living in, and that's really a good property, walkable distance from university. And then shuttle services that university has was just at the door front. Uh, so luckily during that time they had the vacancy, so I requested them for a tour, and then the student who I was talking with, she was kind enough to do the video tour for us. So that's how we got to know the apartment, and then me and my roommates we just finalized the like when we were in US, India. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so, did you have like some criteria that, or did you first interview your roommate, or not interview, but like, did you have a call and like try to understand it? Is this person going to be a good roommate or not? Like, did you do that, or like you're like,
Well,
जो मिला वो अभी के लिए ले लेंगे?
yeah, so not like we had interview or any. We just had a call to know each other basically. Like when are
Hmm.
we coming? How we are? Like what are
Yeah, it's an
that
informal interview, but sure,
informal
yes,
call
yeah.
that every roommate has maybe. So that was it we did. Because the thing was like when I was working in, I was in Pune. My hometown is Nasik. So even then I was living with my roommates.
Hmm.
So like during my bachelor's, I was living in the college hostel. I had roommates I didn't know. So, even
Hmm.
for when I was working, they were all people from different parts of India. So I was very much used to living with
The
people. So
roommate culture, huh?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Got it. So you didn't have really like a strong preference that vegetarian only, non-vegetarian only, or anything like that. कोई भी चलेगा as long as they are a nice person. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So you are ready. The D-Day is there. You're flying to the airport. I mean, you're driving to the airport. Did you fly from Mumbai or Pune?
Yeah. But
Mumbai. Okay.
yes.
What's the airport do you have to fly to? Do you like what from for Cincinnati? Do you have a like what was your flight process?
So basically, in 2020, we had very limited flights because of the COVID. So only Air India and United were flying from India as part of Vande Bharat operations that they were using. So we had very limited port of entries. So for us, it was Newark, and then Newark to Cincinnati was the other flight. So Mumbai, Newark, and that was like a 16-hour continue AI flight.
Nice. And then the Newark to Cincinnati was American Airlines
No,
or
it was
like
United.
oh United. Okay, gotcha. Okay,
I
nice.
mean, AI and United have some alliances.
Yeah. Like usually they do. Okay, cool. So your port of entry was Newark. What was it like? Did they ask you anything, or just let it you like
No, it was
nothing?
the basic questions they ask everyone. Where are you going? Where are you going to stay? Have you brought any, like, how much is the cash amount that you have with you? Yeah, that was it. Like,
And now that the COVID is not there anymore, uh, can people fly directly to Cincinnati, or they
no,
still
Cincinnati
they
is
still do?
domestic airport. It's not an international one. So basically, you have to fly to some international destination and then from there. So
Okay,
if we have nearby, like we have Atlanta, then Newark is one, Boston is there, Detroit is there. So we have to just connecting. Chicago is one of them.
got it. And all these domestic flights are 1 hour long, 1 2 hours.
Depends on the destination you're flying to. From Newark to Cincinnati, it was 2 hours and sometime.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So roughly 2 hours or so, and then yeah, of course you can choose whatever port of entry you want. But it sounds
So,
like Cincinnati is not gonna be your port of entry.
no, it's never the port of entry.
Yeah. Okay. You are on the like Cincinnati airport. How do you get to your apartment?
So our university, so they have a portal which was called iBeckets Global. So we had access when even before we, so once we submit the deposit amount that we have to do and then confirm that we are going to join this university, they send us the login credentials.
Hmm.
And in there we have the F1 services, which had the option of requesting the shuttle service from the airport to our destination.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
yeah, before coming, whenever you book your flight and your itinerary is finalized, you can just go in there, put in your flight number. What is so they give you student ID. The number is initially sent to you. You can use that number and all of the details that I have. What time my flight is landing? Where am I? Like where do I want to go? And once that is booked, they send you a confirmation that you have the service requested. And whenever we reach the airport, they have a calling service there. You can just go and ask them that we have this requested, and they'll call up a shuttle service that will drop you to your destination. So
Hmm.
that's how it's managed. And apart from that, even the Indian Students Association, they help you if the service is not available during that time.
Got it. And it looks like 25-minute
Yeah,
drive or so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Around 2025 in the peak time, 35-40 minutes.
Nice. Okay. And so, I mean, I'm pulling up, like I said, I usually like to do this. So, this is the airport, Cincinnati, Northern
Yeah,
Kentucky.
yeah.
Okay. It looks like it is an international airport, but maybe there's no direct flight to it. Uh, and then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is. But then flying to India, we never had flights from
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Right. And so it's wow, it's close to
So
I
higher
didn't
requirement.
realize. Yeah. And so obviously it's 25 minutes, and um, in your case you had the shuttle, so not a big deal. You got out, and then shuttle was already scheduled. You dumped your stuff in there, and then you are there at the
So it was
apartment.
like most of the issues that we face is with these SIM services. So we do not have active SIM cards, so we cannot book Uber and everything. So I guess this is a good service that university offers. But yeah, along with that, when we received our I-20, we were also sent a SIM card that we could activate after coming to USA.
Oh wow.
It was helpful. Yeah.
That is cool.
The international department, when we get the packet of our I-20 and all the like, we also have the immunization form, I believe. So along with that, Mint SIM card was sent.
Right. Nice. Yeah. I love Mint SIM card. And I think it also now has the digital version. So people don't have to like wait. They can just
Yeah,
eSIM, they can have it before they fly as well. Mint is not paying me to say this. I genuinely love it because I also use Mint. And if you want it, link is in the description. But
yeah.
again, it's not paid. But did it do the justification to the expectation you had, or you felt like I was lied to this expectation?
Apartment wise, no, it was quite good apartment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but around living, I was not sure though, because everything else was good. We had good services, but the thing was, when we landed, it was the break time that was going on, the semester break time. So we did not have
Mm.
any shuttle services going to university. So everything we had to do was walking, starting from the second day where we had to go to get groceries, starting from anything
Opening
that.
bank account and all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the first day basically was we had to go to a grocery store nearby to get tissues and the bounties that we have, oil, everything that we will need to start our days with.
Mm.
So that was around 25 minutes walk in the coldest days. So
Wow. So why not like Uber or anything?
coming to USA second day splitting on Uber is not a big good deal.
That's true. That's true. I forget. I forget.
You
Yeah.
have those calculations going on, and when you see like
It was
some,
like, are $10, like, yeah,
yeah,
$20 or something like that. But you probably had to do it when you were coming back because you can't walk with all
yeah,
the stuff.
right. Coming back, we did that because we had like
Mm.
heavy bags and heavy
Mm.
stuff, everything. So like, while going, we went like 25 minutes, and it was like we five of us flight together. So whatever things we did, so we had support of each other, and like we walked together to get the
Mm.
things and everything. So yeah, coming back it was Uber, and then setting up bank account, going to university, getting the ID cards and everything. Third
Mm.
day we went to get our snow jackets. That was
Wow,
Uber
you waited for third day. Wow. And
though.
I'm assuming you used a Walmart. Uh,
No, we have Burlington. So I
okay,
use
maybe
that.
it's like a
Yeah,
local brand or something.
yeah.
Got it.
So there they have all types of winter coats that you would need.
Mm.
So we
Yeah.
just went there, and
What's
from
what's
there,
the weather like in Cincinnati? Like all what are the seasons?
it is very extreme. If in winters
Okay.
you will have snow, it will go to around minus 20 sometimes. Uh,
Minus 20 degrees Celsius.
yeah, Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, when we landed on, I remember it was on third day was 25th December. We wanted to go out and see how the Christmas celebrations are, but it was minus 22 and we could not get out from the apartment.
Mm.
So that's how it was. And some days are really good. The summers are nice, but it's like one day would be it starts sunny and it's raining in the evening, so you cannot predict at all.
Mm. So
But yeah,
definitely the weather was a culture shock for you because it was like, yeah, you
yes,
were not prepared for it. What is the cost of living in Cincinnati? I mean, and it looks like it's
small town.
I was, yeah, yeah, but it's also in the four states border. Like there's a Kentucky,
Uh,
Louis,
Indiana.
yeah,
And,
Indiana, yeah, and then Ohio.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
basically,
three. Mm,
it's like in Kentucky, the airport is in Kentucky. So when you are traveling, you cross a bridge which is over the Ohio River, and then you enter Ohio.
mm,
So that's the border of Ohio State, Cincinnati City. And my university was really, like really close by. It was like downtown walk was 15-20 minutes. So
mm.
anytime you can go and chill on the riverfront and everything.
And it looks pretty. I have never been there, and I want to now that I see. Is it
Yes,
truly like this?
yes. So this is the Roblin Beach, which is very famous for.
Mm.
Yeah,
And this
and
is the Ohio River, I'm
that's the
assuming.
Ohio River. And when it lits in the evening, it's really beautiful. And all
Oh.
July fireworks and everything happens in on this riverfront.
So I'm assuming you spend a lot of time here.
Yeah, that was the only
Nice.
spot that we had.
Nice. And then there are high rises as well. So what are these? Are these tech companies?
So that's basically Kroger. So they had headquarters there. Then it was Great American Insurance, PNC Bank.
Hmm.
All of their
Hmm.
headquarters were in there.
Hmm. Okay. Nice.
Even if you have heard of Fifth Third, that is
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So it is small town, but not like super small like Chico. Chico is like very, very, very small. Like
no, it has a
the
really
tall.
beautiful skyline.
Yeah, it does. It does look like a beautiful skyline. Okay. What about the cost of living? Like what does it cost to live in Cincinnati?
So I know about the student housing area. So we had around $1,200 a monthly rent for two-bedroom apartment, and we lived like four people, four girls. So two in each room. So I individually paid around $250 a month for rent, and 250 300 somewhere around that. And
300. Yeah.
initially for the first 6 months it was $1,000, and then they increased
Then they
to
increase. Yeah.
300 max, and then 200 around for groceries, going out, partying with friends.
बस 200 में हो जाता है.
Yeah, so it's like 500 $600 is good enough. And if you're staying alone though, if you are not willing to, are you able to hear something?
I am
Yes.
like that's the typical US life. Are you still in Cincinnati or no?
No, I am in Seattle.
Seattle.
The
Okay,
fire
got it.
department is just across my window.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so if you're living alone, if you're not sharing, it goes around $1,000, not more than that. Because
Got it.
500
When you say living alone, matlab private bedroom.
private bed, yeah. Even
Huh,
the
okay.
studios cost of is 500 to 600. But if you're taking two-bedroom apartment, living alone in a single bedroom, it is 500 for your share and whatever you
Hmm.
spend for. So I would say around 700 to 800 is the max you spend in Cincinnati.
Nice. Okay. And then let's talk about the finally people have been hyping people like about your on-campus job. So before we get to your on-campus job, what is the typical salary range for like not your but like in general on-campus jobs? And then we'll
Yeah.
talk about
So,
your one as well.
yeah, like everyone knows, like in US, you have a base pay or minimum
Ah,
wage that
yeah.
you. So that was around 8.9 something when we when in back in 2020 though. So it was 8.9 to $9 per hour.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, that's the base pay.
Yeah, so for people who are working cafeteria, dining, housing kind of things,
Yeah,
that's nice.
depends on what role you're on though, because I had few friends who were working in cafeteria, few were in the student center we call. So they for them it was around $9 $10, and if you're in if you're working in Starbucks or something, it was 10.5 11
Hmm.
ish something.
Oh, you have Starbucks on campus?
Yes, we have like five Starbucks on campus.
Five sky. Wow. Okay, I need to visit this campus and like do some campus tour.
It's one of the beautiful campus, I would say. Not compared
Hmm.
to the Ivy Leagues and anything, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you search for Cincinnati, it is rated among the most beautiful campus.
All right, let's take a look. I know we are like deviating, but I'm very curious. Here we go. And is this it?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So we have this
It
in
looks
summer.
very huge.
Yes, it is. Walking is tough. So we
Wow.
used to use buildings and elevators to cross across the campus. We cannot just walk.
Mm. Mm. Oh, this is a fancy building. Look at that. It looks like a health center.
Yeah, that is.
So there's a combination of modern and then some bricks as well.
Yes. So it was founded in 1819. So the buildings that are forming right now have a little bit of modern touch. The ones
Yeah.
that were built prior will have the old era
Yeah.
touch to it. That's the student center time, and the one if you can see acceptance rate that is just beside that, that is the engineering department.
Oh, this is where you took your classes? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's a huge campus.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
campuses.
Looks like it's a
Uh,
pretty huge. And of course, I mean, it's like to go from one building. Did you had to go from one building to another, or was all your classes in like
no,
one
no,
building?
we had to. So some of our classes were in chemistry department. Some were in engineering, and some were in architecture. So it depends on
Mm.
like which hall was available for that time. We had a
Mm.
schedule with it.
Mm. Nice. Okay. So on campus job back to like $9-10 roughly. So if people got on campus job, they would get 20 hours like during the semester. So if it's $10, $200 per week, 4 weeks is $800. They can easily cover their cost of living.
Yeah. But yeah, tax reductions and everything, and
Right. Okay. Yeah. So in hand, you will probably get like 600. So you'll like barely make it, but you
yeah.
should be able to cover it
It
with.
won't create like a big burden on you for like taking the loan for your living expenses.
Yeah, got it. But like the question here is, do people get on campus jobs?
Um, m- it's depends. So like most of the friends I knew, they had on campus jobs. But yeah, it even depend. Like it's basically first come first basis. So you have to reach out to people get. But yeah, most of the people do get because it's a large campus. We have like 5 star
So
also.
many departments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we even
Yeah.
have subways and then the student dining center. We have student centers. Then there was a university center where all the events used to happen. So we had events
Mm,
open. Parking services was one. So yeah, we have
mm,
multiple options. Then even for dining, sorry, the dorms, we had desk assistants. Then the mailing rooms, multiple options. Like university has around 44,000 students, so they have options for everyone.
yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. And so let's talk about your job. How did you find it? And please tell people what was your on campus job?
Yeah. So when I started my job hunt, so the first basically classes started on in January, and I got my on-campus job. The first job that I did was in the mailing room, which was a desk assistant job, and that I got through a friend's referral. So basically, I had talked with n number of people. Even I didn't remember their names when I came to USA, but every one of them knew me. So my roommates used to come home and tell me the people are saying that, oh, you're Srishti's roommate, we know her. I don't remember any of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
with that connections, so one friend, he had got the job, but then he got some better options, so he was leaving. I had already told him that I'm looking for opportunities, so that's how I went in. So he referred me in there. That was a mailing room, basically print copies for professors and everything. That was the job.
Mm,
And when I was doing this job, meanwhile, I had also reached out to the University of Cincinnati IT department
mm.
director. So right, every university has their IT department. They handle their own apps and so websites and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So I knew about it. So I reached out to the director over LinkedIn and just let her know about my past experience, and I was looking for opportunities in the field. So she basically, that was not the direct start. I sent her the connection request with the template that we usually follow as a networking pattern, and then had a conversation with her. And then I in the conversation I told her that I'm looking for opportunities. So that this was when my classes started in January February itself, but that time they did not have any opening, but she was kind enough to let me know that I'll get back to you if we come up with any of the openings. And then in mid March sometime she reached out to me again on
Mm,
LinkedIn, that we do have this opening. If you're still looking for opportunities, we can schedule an interview with the manager under whom you would be working. So that's how it started. I had 2 rounds of interviews, basic like a complete interview based on my past experience, then behavioral questions and everything. And then I was given the offer of a software developer, which was student software developer, what we call in the university.
love it. That is so cool. And I love the story even more because you reached out to the director on
Yeah.
LinkedIn,
Yes.
not through email, even though you could get access to their email because now everyone
Yeah.
university if, looks like have their own email system and all of that. So,
On the
but
website itself, if you go and search for any of the professor or any person in the
yeah, you can get
you
their.
can there it is, yeah.
But you approached them on LinkedIn, connected with them, then reached out to them, and good thing is they remember something about you. People remember you, just like your roommates were saying. so so they
Yeah.
remembered you, and they're like, hey.
Happened like when back in 2020 when we did not like our admits were deferred. So basically there was a chaos situation, like no one knew what to do because the covid was there, and this was the first time when these things were happening. Usually when people student defer, it is like one or two student who would be
Yeah,
deferring to different
yeah.
semester, but for us it was like the entire batch of students. And
Yeah.
university for this course they do not have spring intake, they
Hmm.
only have fall intake. So
Hmm.
no one of us, like none of us knew like what do we have to do. So me and one of my friend now, so we had taken an initiative. We had emailed our program director with like requesting them to maybe hold a webinar or something for the students with the situation that is going on. And we had like created a sheet with the number of questions that we have, how are we going to deal with the visa situation, and what would we do if basically if you don't have the course for that semester, not even like the classes, even they are not in a sequential manner, because if we have to take one course, you have prerequisite for that course which should be taken in the fall semester. So that there was like a number of questions going on. So we had on the WhatsApp group, we created the sheet, had interaction with everyone added the question, and that's how the webinar was held.
Hmm.
That's how I got connected with multiple
That's how
people.
you got famous. Got it. And so back to the director story. Were you nurturing the relationship at all, or that was like one time thing? You talked to them, you explained like you're looking for this, and that's about it. And then she just remembered you and reached out to you.
No, we were connecting in between. Like, I like asked her about how when we land, we start with our on full time job hunt as well, right? So because she was from the industry, I used to ask her, and she used to post few things on LinkedIn about the projects that university is doing or her personal. So I was interacting on that. So that's how we kept
Mm.
going
So
on.
you nurtured the relationship and not like just, hey, do you have something? No, okay, tata, bye bye. Like, let's move on to the next one. You kept kind of the relationship going, and
You
then,
have to keep like you have to keep nudging them somewhat the other way to let them know that you're still interested in
mm,
the profile.
mm.
So
And so, what questions did they ask you in the interview?
uh, so basically it was in the behavioral round, they were like all the industry questions, basically how do you deal with this particular situation,
Mm,
if you have to work in a group of certain people, some are experienced, or if there are conflicts, how do you deal with that.
mm,
So basically that was my prep for full-time interview. So yeah, and the technical round, basically they asked me about the job, some like one code that I had to do, and then based on previous, like what was my project, what I worked on, what was my individual contribution when I
mm.
was working in TCS. So that's how the interview went.
You think your TCS experience helped?
Yes, because when you go as an experience, rather than the coding interview, more is on how do you deal with the situation, how
Yeah.
approach the solution though.
Yeah,
So
because they know that you know how to code because
yeah,
you worked in the industry. Yeah, right.
that helps a lot.
Yeah. And so is the salary different for this position or is it also $10?
No. So every university, I guess, if same for our university as well, the highest paying was for RATA.
Hmm.
And so I would also like to mention like who gets RATA in their particular department also get waiver in tuition fees. So
Hmm.
what you pay is just your health insurance.
Hmm.
So a few of my friends, they
And you get stipend as well, right? Like it's the waiver, but then also you get additional whatever $1,000 a month or
so
something like
basically
that.
if you are no, it's not $1,000, it's 1,600.
I'm saying like in general, and not for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
1,600 for a month.
Yes, for TARA.
Oh wow. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 1,600. Then you have tuition waiver. Your health insurance is also half paid by university, so you only pay half.
Mm.
So
Mm.
you're rich when you're TARA.
Yeah, so if people who are looking for on-campus job, that should be the top priority, especially if your university is like paying off your health insurance. I mean, paying off your tuition fees.
But the catch here is, since our course is only 2 semester course,
mm,
we are given the least priority. So if you are competing with the student who will be in the university for like 2 years, 3 years, like what we have for thesis course, PhD preferences. So the preference wise, it's first is PhD students, then comes the students who are
thesis.
research,
Mm,
yes, thesis based, and then it's given to us. So by the time it comes to us, it's like none.
mm,
So, but yeah, if you like, you can get TARA into different departments. Like
mm.
you can get into the student center. Even they have graduate assistants. Like they help you with the admission process and everything. But in that case, your tuition is not waived.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
25.
higher pay,
Yes.
but higher pay than $10, but not no tuition fees waive off.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
And
cool.
coming to mine, so the software developer salary is the second highest after TARA. I was getting around $1,200 a month.
Wow, that's amazing. And you said your expenses were like $600 or so. So you were like in a way savings. So you were having savings, and
That's what I mentioned. Like that helped me cover my living expenses plus my tuition for the second semester. Part of it.
right. Okay, got it. And plus, you also had discount. I mean, $10,000 $5,000
And
scholarship.
in between 2 semesters, we had summer, so I could work 40 hours. So that was
So
more.
you made more money. Yes, nice. And you continued throughout both the semesters.
Yes. So I started with my software developer job in April 2021. And I continued until I joined Amazon, which was February 2022. So almost an year of experience there.
And the Amazon was internship.
So I coming to that I got a full time offer uh, to start immediately, but then they agreed to consider the first 12 weeks as my CPT period, but
Okay.
full time. So
Okay.
12,
So
12 weeks.
before we so I just want to understand from the timeline perspective. So you only had 2 semesters, and
Yes,
then third semester is a mandatory internship. You
yes.
have to take it. This is a one credit course for your masters. You have to have it, kind of thing. And before I ask you that question, what happens if people don't have internship? Like they are not able to find.
So you have other option is you can help professors with their
Hmm.
research.
Okay,
So
got
even
it.
that is considered
So there's
as
some jugaad workaround that you can like do it. But in your case, of course, knowing you now, you are like, I'm very tunnel focused. I am going to get an internship. So when did you get this internship?
so basically, this was not my first internship. I had one offer from Ohio startup. It was company in Columbus. So that was in September 2021.
Hmm.
And meanwhile, I was also, so that was one of the options that I had, and their start was from January. And
Hmm.
then meanwhile, I was also applying for full times as well. So I applied for Amazon, and the interview and everything happened. And November 2021, I had my full time offer as well.
Before you graduated, I mean, it's like 7 months before your graduation in a way, right? Like you still had one semester of a internship that you have to do. So you
So,
had,
yeah,
uh,
so this was through a student program, and when you fill up your onboarding form, Amazon asks you if you need any CPD help or you need CPD sponsorship. So if you select yes over there, they do ask you like how much time duration do we want it for, and they provide you the CPD letter which you can use as the proof for your university graduation. And then you have a continued employment though. You're never an intern or a full time. You're not differentiated there. You continue your employment, but
हाँ,
for your
मतलब it's treated as a full time pay
yes,
only.
yes.
Okay, got it. So you started making full time salary before even you graduated. So you probably paid off the money before you graduated.
Yeah, I
Uh,
started in February 2022, but I kept some margin because what if things happen? So I
yeah,
paid
yeah,
my loan in April 2022, and I
nice.
graduated in April 2022.
So you graduated, and before that, the loan is paid off. So that means now you have 3 years of OPT where you're gonna chopify the money, and it's all gonna be yours, and you're not gonna pay off the loan. Of course, you'll buy like Tesla and fancy cars and all of that. Maybe I'm not sure, but
I would have
uh,
cars, but no Tesla.
yeah. But yeah, but like money's yours. You're not
Yeah.
worrying about paying off the debt. That is so cool. I'm so excited and happy for you. And you get, and of course it's
It was
Amazon, so
all
salary.
mine. I did not have to wait for paying off my loan after graduation. I did not have to think what if I have to go back. So that was one of the perspective. And when like anything that was happening around with the layoffs and everything, I was not worried that I have to go back. If I have to go back to India, I am having a burden over my head. So that was
Hmm.
one of the reliefs that I had.
Nice. Yeah. Um yeah, that's so cool. I know we're gonna do like a separate one to talk about like your job hunting process for Amazon. But like you got it before even you graduated, and that converted it. Like you
Yeah.
used the amount your first 3-4 months as an internship credit, and then it
No,
converted into full time.
3 months, 12 weeks. So two
12
and a half.
weeks. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how you detailed oriented you are. Nice. What, and so what is the course structure? Because it's only 2 semesters. How many credits do you need to complete your master's?
So technically, it goes 31 credits because one credit
Yeah.
is registered as a part-time student, and we have 30 credits, of
So
which yeah.
15 credits per semester. Oh my gosh. How many courses do you have to take?
So it is basically 5 courses each semester, 3 credits each. But one of them was basically preparing you for your interviews. So like your job application.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we had the I don't remember what we called them, but we had a training team, like every placement department, what every university has. So they used to have classes every week where we used to like basically they were training people how to use LinkedIn, how to reach out, how should your draft email draft should be. They helped refining resumes, then helped with the campus fairs, which was for undergrads, but we could go and experience how the things are. So
Hmm.
basically, that was one we had to like refine. Like that's basically helping refine your resume and how. So even the professor, they used to conduct mock interviews for you and help in there. So that was one course, and rest four were technical courses.
That is so cool. I am shocked that they provide something like this. So, did that help you like in your job hunting journey?
Yeah, like we are not very familiar with the resume structure, how it works in the ATS system and everything that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
used in USA. So that professors used to we could basically sign up for one-on-one sessions with her. She used to explain that what are the things that we should update in our resume, like every tech person how they help. So if anyone is reaching out to you or me, if we'll be going through the resume, letting them know how things should be improved. And so that's
Mm.
how we helped. And then, yeah, like even job hunting, like how should we refine our job search? So we had multiple platforms. LinkedIn was one. I don't remember. There was two or three Ohio based as well. So They helped us create account there, and then they used to like how if we are international students, if we should check for visa sponsorship. If they used to send the notification to everyone if any of their connections send them the hiring requirement, and
Mm.
mentioning everything. Are they sponsoring visa? So then they used to help with the meetup events with the industry person. Then, as I said, Fifth Third had their headquarters in Cincinnati, and many of
Mm.
our so Bearcats is what we call our students. So many of the Bearcats are in Fifth Third and JP Morgan as well. So they had meetup events. So that's
Nice.
how it helped.
Yeah, that's amazing. How's the coursework? Like, do you like it? Did you like it? Do you feel like, oh, this was all I already knew? It wasn't
No,
like, oh,
yeah, few things were new learning for me as well, but I had courses like intelligent systems, which were into ML based as well, ML AI things. So yeah, that was new learning, and
and from education system, was it a shock?
yeah, definitely. In India, we are very much used to following the textbook culture. So whatever is in the textbook or reference books, we study that. But here it's open book for everyone. Even the test patterns that they had, some of the tests we had were open book where we could use references. Then they have proctorings, which is not the case in India, and plagiarism is one of the important things.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is.
And it's not like you give one exam and you are done. It's like every single attendance matters, your participation matters, assignments matter, quizzes, midterms. And like, for one of my classes, I didn't even give the final exam, and yet I got the A grade because the
Yeah,
final exam was only like 10% of the total
percent of
grade.
it. Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
that happens a lot because if you have weekly assignments and quizzes, and by the time your finals are there, you already know what grades you're going to get.
Mm,
So even for us, we had one of the courses which was advanced database. So
mm.
for that, we had like three midterms, and
Wow.
of which it was like we had to give two. Third was the optional. So if you are passing the two exams, you could skip the third one as well.
Got it. What is the day in a life of a Cincinnati student? Like, because you have to take 5 courses, which is crazy. You're also doing 20 hours of job, which is more crazier. Now you also have to cook food and clean and all of that. So please walk me through like your ideal, like what was your week like or a day like? Like, tell
So,
me like, yeah.
like our classes, we had like for each class three lectures per week. It was all scattered. Some of the classes were on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Others were Tuesday, Thursday. So basically, when we choose our courses that we want to take, even we look into if we have any conflicting classes. But
Mm,
thankfully there were none for me, so that was very segregated. I had to take for four, one of which was online, so that was fine. Three we had to attend in person, which was divided into entire week. So that was it, and we had like weekly assignments which mostly the submission was on Saturday or Sunday. So when when it's student life for a non-thesis course, it's you cannot party a lot. You have to. So
yeah.
there were few classes. It's like we have submitted our own assignments on
Like
11:59.
Sunday midnight. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I remember that too. Yeah. I did that too. Yes.
a lot of time, and thankfully in my case, my part-time job was online, so I could work from home.
Wow. What a luxury.
Yeah, on my schedule. It's just that we had a weekly call, so where we had to show that whatever progress we have done over the entire week, and yeah, that was it. It's up to me. I could clock in, clock out. So yeah, we have this clock in, clock out system as well on the portal. So whenever I'm working, is to clock in. When I finish working, so clock out. Just to make sure we are not exceeding the 20 hours time, and yeah, so for me, it was pretty easy because one class was online, like three classes were divided into days, and the part-time job was online as well. But
So
for
so the day starts. What time does your day start? Like 7 a.m., 8
yeah,
a.m.
6:37. All my classes were around 10 and going on until evening 6, 7.
So it's a morning. Probably you don't do much because you're cooking. What's your morning routine like?
Yeah, so like I used to wake up. So morning I used to work for my software developer job,
Hmm.
and I had class at 10. So do that. Then there was, I guess,
How
half an hour.
long is the walk? Is it 5 minutes?
If you take shuttle, so we had the privilege of shuttle stop very near. So,
Hmm.
and there was an app which showed the progress about where the shuttle is. So we could
Hmm.
time our schedule accordingly. So if you take shuttle, it is 5 minutes to university. If you go walking from my apartment, it was around 10 to 12 minutes of walk.
Okay. So
Yeah.
probably you need to schedule at least 15-20 minutes before your class time.
Yes.
Ideally, if the shuttle is around that time,
Yeah.
because
But
shuttle has to also.
like we had shuttles every 5-10 minutes, so that was
Hmm.
not a big situation. And we
Okay.
that's what I said. Like where I was living, that was prime property because we had this multiple options because two shuttle ran through it. So like every 5 minutes we had one shuttle.
Hmm.
So that helped a lot, like save time. But I've seen friends who started their day like 5 a.m. in the morning when they're working for a recreation
Yeah.
center, so they go there, like opening shift is what we call. So 5 a.m. they start, walk to the university, reach there. They had like hectic day. They have to lift up things, and even in the dining industry, they have like a lot of standing work they do. And then from that, go to classes, like change in there as well. Because for rec center, if we are working, they have uniforms for the students.
Hmm. Yeah.
So go to classes, attend, and then coming back. So mostly we used to cook at night because that was the time we
For
got.
a day after,
Yeah,
matlab you're
already.
cooking and then the next day. Yeah. Okay. Then you will take lunch box.
Yeah. So it depends on the day. If my classes are from in the afternoon, I used to have lunch and then go.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it was
Yeah,
I
and since you only had one class and your job was on campus online, so you would just basically do your job, attend the class. Would you spend time at all on the campus, or you just come back?
Yeah, I did spend. We used to sit in the library, or there was Tanjaman University Center. So we used to spend time over there, and I was also part of Indian Students Association. So we had few meetings as well in the
Yeah,
evening.
like Holi and Diwali and like Navratri and all that
So
fun
yeah, I
festival.
was basically a graduate students coordinator there. So that
Nice.
was other responsibility.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a lot. So, but then three classes, which means you ideally had three assignments. If it's weekly, then you have to like you're spending 3-4 hours on assignments as well, right? Like, and apart from that, you're also spending time on your resume and LinkedIn and networking, so you can get a final full time job. So you're like not like you don't have a like lot of fancy luxury life. Like you have to
Uh,
be prepared.
some weeks it was there because at beginning of the semester you don't have a lot, so that time was a good time, and like it depends as well. You can spare out some time, finish up assignments early if possible. So,
How many did you spend? How many assignments did you do before time?
most of them only, I guess,
Oh wow,
5 or 6
okay.
were the assignments like that I've submitted around the
Midnight.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
guess for one I was late, but I sent an email to professor. That was a hard course. It was most on neural networking and everything. So it was difficult to catch up. When professor mailed professor, even he knew that the assignment was hard, so he had given a little leverage to everyone. So I
Hmm.
emailed the
Yeah.
professor that this was the reason. But yeah, I submitted within the like 1 hour time frame, so that was good.
Nice. What's now that you've lived the student life, you're working in US tech industry, Amazon. What advice would you give to incoming students?
So it's, depends. Like for me, this university was the best fit, but depends on a personal choice as well. So I think everyone has their own hustles. It's just that you don't have to give up. Uh, there is ultimately a good end for everyone. So just keep trying and never give up is what I would say.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, but it's like almost like a rhetorical question. Would you recommend University of Cincinnati to others?
Yeah, I definitely would, but like depends. If
But there is a but. Okay. Oh,
so, the course that I had, it's a terminating course. So because it's non-thesis, so you cannot do PhD after this. So if your thought process is you want to do MS and then go for PhD in some another university, then this is not a course for you. So
oh, is it?
yeah,
Why?
because as I said, it's a non-thesis terminating course. You can do PhD only in University of Cincinnati if the professor agrees to take you with his research, but otherwise it is not, because as I mentioned, all of it is mostly in the tech industry, so
So
inclining towards the tech.
yeah, it's trying to make you like a tech professional, like
Yes.
IT industry ready. Okay.
So if your ultimate goal is to come to United States and get a job in the industry, this is definitely the course for you. If PhD or higher postdoc is your goal, then you should not consider this course, is what I would say.
Yeah. But other than that, like if that is not the requirement, then you would recommend
Yeah,
University of
it's a
Cincinnati.
beautiful campus. People there are very friendly. You would live a good student life with low expenses. So definitely a yes.
Yeah. And this is also not sponsored by University of Cincinnati, but if you are willing to pay us, we will gladly take that
And
money.
it's a federal funded university, so you
It's
get
what?
it's a federal university, federal funded.
Oh, Fed funded. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice.
You get everything on a cheap deal.
Nice. Amazing. I love it. This was so much fun. Thank you for sticking along. I know I said like about an hour, but your story was inspiring. I just kept going. So, again, thank you so much for sharing your journey and wisdom. Again, Shruti, this is amazing. Thank you so much for being so transparent and honest about your journey. And I can't wait to bring you back until our next one.
Keep smiling, keep hustling.
Nice. Amazing.